So I had a mentor that sat me down like, Drea, what do you want to do with your career?
Mm.
Right. And again, this gentleman's been in a long time. And so I was like, hey, I want to retire. And he was like, when you are family oriented and when you have a military career, your progression will come with your energy, right? So when
Mm.
you look at what you want to do, don't look at career. I want you to look at outside. So what I want you to vision, I'll share Liz this
Ooh, I like
image so
that.
she can post it, but think of a vertical time chart, right? So like,
Mhm.
hey, here's your military progression going up. At what year? I was like, hey, I'll probably retire like maybe 22 years. Like, let's at least get to 22 years, right? So that's
Mhm.
like, hey, here's this 22-year mark. So at one side of that career, right? So it says 22 years in, you've got
Mhm.
what are your family milestones? When are
Okay.
your kids reaching high school? When are your when are the decision points in your personal family that
Mm.
you are going to be like, hey, I need to stay at this space longer because I need to keep them in school. Is that going to be middle school? Is that going to be high school? Where does that go? And hey, in college, do I want to be overseas? Where are those decision points? Hey, my wife is, for me, it was like, hey, my spouse is active duty. When is his critical milestones that is going to lead to a pinnacle of mine, right?
Mhm.
So that I think is kind of this, people think of this, but what I never thought of, what I love now is this other piece, right? So now you're on the other side and it is your extended family. Who's taking
Mm.
care of your parents? Your spouse's parents, right? When
Yeah.
does that normally come? And unfortunately, that normally comes at the same time as all these other milestones happen. So as you're reaching the peak of your career, doing what you want to do, right? You're hitting all these other stressors. So how can you look at that now from both sides, right? Grandparents, parents, all that good stuff, your
Mhm.
family milestones. Where do you need to be? Not what you want to do, but let's mesh those two out. Where do you need to be mentally and or physically, right? Like, hey, do I need to move a location to be closer to XYZ during that time frame? And what time frame is that along your career progression? Right. So you have that mental mind, that mind model. But
Mm.
now let's go a step further. So then in order to do any of that, to keep going, because every year flexes, like when people are like, hey, are you gonna stay in? I'm like, every year changes.
Yes.
Because it literally does, depending on what goes on, how I'm working, how my family life is. But there should be 6 things that you have written down with you on your spouse that you
Mhm.
agree upon. And those
Mhm.
3 things are what are the 3 well, 6 things, but what are the 3 things that put energy or drive into you? And I'm
Okay.
not talking about fitness, but what gets you up in the morning? Like what are the 3 things, only 3, that if someone like says, "Hey, let's go do this," there's no hesitation in your mind, you're jumping up and going to do it. Right? What are
Mhm.
the 3 things that drive you? And then what are the 3 things that just suck the energy out of you that you don't wanna go on, right? And you need to know that, and you need to know that as a couple to be like, "Hey, here are my, like, 6 things, and what do I need to avoid," right? Or what do I need to just understand? When I hit this, how the heck do I get out of it?
Mm.
So what does that look like for you? And it could be a lot of things. But if you have your career progression with the milestones that will kind of locate you and hone you on where you need to be at what point in your progression, along with how can I just survive the day to day, I think
Yes.
that'll balance you out.